Whoa. So I'm just building. Someone can verify that my stream is up.
Verifying. Yeah, Rocket just went live. Woo!
Oh my god. Go study.
Are we live?
We're live. I'm just gonna tweet.
Tweet.
Oh yeah, I just did the social media thing. Stream's not showing up for me. Maybe I didn't push play. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's showing up for me.
It's what?
It's showing good for me. I'm looking at your face.
Right, so I'm just deploying a new build because I forgot to put the new conveyors in. It's not far off, and then I'll tell everybody what it is. So we'll try and do a multiplayer stream this time, so we can show off some of the multiplayer improvements with terrain, some of the new character stuff. So there's, you know, like more, Scott's done like more like idle stuff, you know, the character's eyes. There's actually a character customization screen. It's still very early. It hasn't been like prettied up or anything like that. And conveyors, and I've been just today I've actually just been working on a stacking machine. So with the new conveyors, because I needed to redo the conveyors, the idea is that if you want to kind of do stuff to the items, you have to put it on a conveyor, and the conveyors will take stuff to machines. So like say you've got stacks of iron ingots, you can't restack those yourself because they're all melted together, but you can use this machine to split them up into separate stacks and measure out exactly how many stacks you know, the size you want it to be. Or you can, maybe you've got iron ore and you want to have the machine put stuff into separate stacks, you'll be able to basically do the same thing as well. And then actually as well, maybe look at how the 3D printer works, which kind of follows the same thing, and a sorter too. So the sorter will take one in and split it out like that as well. So those are the big things that I'll look at today. But first up, we'll just play it, and then later on the stream will turn into a dev stream where I'll actually make stuff like I did before. I'm just going to get a water.
To clean your desk. There's peanut butter all over it.
People can't see my desk. I could be wearing no pants right now and people wouldn't even know.
Well, they just saw that you're wearing pants because.
Well, I would have, like, I don't know, hidden the screen or something.
It's true. Actually, last stream he didn't wear any pants and it was pretty bad.
Lies and slander.
Well, for the record, Dean was wearing pants. Please don't think Dean's not wearing pants.
Right. Okay, I'm deploying the new build. It's revision 2814. So if you'll verify your cache.
On normal or beta branch?
Well, it doesn't matter because I deployed it to both, but.
Whoa.
If default branch is greater than beta branch, well, it's not possible for default branch to be further ahead than beta branch. So if you're on beta branch, you're always getting the latest. It's revision 2814. I'm going to do like an @ here in the Discord. Maybe you should pump the Discord.
I already did it.
Oh, you did. Got the social media stuff out of control. Okay,
Off the
all
chain.
files validated. Let's push play. I have to re-add. Oh no, there it goes. I think I've just got. I need to adjust this so it's not as big. So I will do that so that people can see the whole screen.
It
Screen
looks.
mode.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Perfect. Now I need to be able to see the chat. And I'm good. I'm going to do New World. I'm going to do Mars. So yep, I'm on 2814. If people want to come into that. You might get an error that when you come in, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, see if you can join.
Joining. While it's looking for your server.
I wonder if I'll need to say. I don't think J-Rod's here. I wonder if I'll need to say what. Give you my local IP.
I actually do not think that J-Rod is here.
That's what I just said. I said I do not think J-Rod is
Ah.
here.
Well, I can't hear, apparently.
I'll put my IP in
Deck.
TeamSpeak. My local IP. That's my local IP. So see if I can try and join that.
I could.
Did I show the mining belt last time? I'm not sure I did. I don't think I showed the mining belt. Item mining belt.
Sort of.
Item mining belt. So we have a tool belt, which I'm going to put down here. And a mining belt. So you've got little tools you can see in the mining belt. Those are the tools we have. And, sorry, in the tool belt, we have a mining belt. Oh, that's named wrong. So you can put the mining belt on, and we'll take a look at it. So you can see it's got 2 tool slots, and it's got ore slots. Anyone who's played Space Station 13 will be infinitely familiar with this stuff. Can you not join, Will, too?
I can't join, at least.
Well, someone joined.
I'm not seeing you on the server list at the moment, sorry.
Regent, it says you joined. What's the errors?
We're looking at a null reference exception.
For what?
Inventory manager Thermodynamic thing.
What's your version number? The last 4 digits?
2814.
Okay. So we've got inventory slots here. Item mining drill. Item mining drill. And I'm actually going to grab a battery out of here. I actually, for a moment, thought about grabbing a battery out of my my life support, but I'm not going to do that. Because also
that seems
now,
ill-advised.
inside my life support, I have battery. So the battery is used now for charging up to maintain my temperature, as well as just the normal operations of the suit. So I've got my drill, and I've got my mining belt. So let's open that up so we can see it. That's good. It's turned on. So now, when I use this guy, you'll see it's automatically grabbing the ore and actually plopping it in straight into my mining satchel. And you can see that at the moment it's perhaps the mining drill is perhaps a little OP, but we're mainly doing that for testing to just verify how things go. If I just drop the mining drill for a second or put it in my hand, you'll see that normally it just plops the ore out. And what I can actually do if I put the mining drill, sorry, the thing back on, I can actually collect it with the mining thing as well. So it's quite versatile. So let's grab a bunch of the ore here. And we'll just open up. We can see all the ore collecting. So we're collecting some copper ore, we're collecting some gold ore. There's some stuff just roaming around. We're going to have uranium. So this, you know, we're just putting in some at the moment, but we really want to extend that a lot. I'm going to collect this stuff up. And once your tool belt fills up completely, basically what happens is it just rolls around on the ground. So I'm going to drop that, and I am going to switch, drop that, save that for later. Item steel frames. So another change that I spoke about previously with the steel frames was that we would make a change to the steel frames that would allow us to walk into them, which is what this change is here. So basically, while at the very base level of the steel frames, what it will do is, yeah, probably no point in just trying to connect. Yeah, just so. So now basically the steel frames are able to be walked into and stuff like that. So if I do item steel sheets, whoops, item steel sheets, so we've got multiple build states now. And what that means is that you don't basically have to remove everything off the wall when you want to put something new in. It's something we've been talking about for a while. It is quite hard to attach things because you don't have much attachment space if there's just like one of them. But basically, basically it just makes things a little bit easier when you're building. Item kit steers. I reckon we should put some steers here. Let's make it super easy to get around. So now what I wanted to do was show a little bit of the where are we? A little bit of the, oh, there we go, I fall over, of how I'm looking at doing the conveyor system. So people might have seen the conveyors previously, and it was quite a lot different. Now we will basically be able to unify the chute system and the conveyor system, which is what I'm going to show now. So item kit chute, item kit chute. So this is a chute kit, and then if I do item chute bin, item chute bin, item RTG, and item kit conveyor, item kit conveyor. That's the conveyor. So I'll show you the options for the conveyor because they're the new things. So they're a lot smaller. They used to be 2x2x2, and we've got a bunch of options here. So we've got a very long one just to make it easier when you're building, middle one, and a small one. Then we've got a corner here, which allows us to change corners. They've basically got one attachment, which is power and data together, and then we've got a riser, which basically allows us to make like a complete kind of loop or join stuff together without them getting put on the edge and then falling off. I also removed the sides, and that was kind of important because it means that you can actually have stuff that's larger than the conveyor and it still all works. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place that down. I'm going to place that in here like this. So we showed this previously, and I've sort of just cleaned it up a bit and tidied it up. So now it actually requires power. So see, that's not going to work. And let's just do sort of a basic loop. We should probably just get ourselves a bit of space here. Just plop all this stuff down. And think about how we want to do this. If I do like a little loop, and like this, and let's make it really challenging for it. Whoops. Let's make it do like a loop-de-loop-de-loop. As long as I can access the... Ooh, yeah. So what I'll probably do, I'll note that down, I need a variant for a corner with the input on another side. So variant, corner, input swapped. Basically because we do want circumstances where we're going to be able to do stuff like that. So I'm actually going to have to pull that up with the drill. Whoops. It's going to split my suit. Another thing I did that I might cover on later is I completely reworked how thermodynamics in the game worked. So now it's... what the hell's wrong with my battery? Oh, I took the now I won't be able to find it. Yeah, I can see it in the distance. Grab the battery. Yeah, so we do want to actually do aliens and xenomorphs as well. We're actually starting to look at the AI now. So I'm just going to rip up this conveyor. And let's just make this simple. And we want to basically make a pull it back in. So the reason we have these various sizes, so we might want to do that, right, but not really. Actually, I realized too, I don't think I allowed it so that wires can pass through this, which I probably really should. But that's okay. We can deal with that. We have the technology. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a riser plop it back on. So basically, once something goes on the conveyor, it's pretty much, you know, stuck on the conveyor. Now I'm going to make sure that all of the directions are linked together. So now all the arrows are going in the right direction, which is good. And I'm going to try to give myself some light actually, because I can't see anything. That. See, if anyone has any questions as they go, I'll try and keep an eye on chat. Yeah, so someone's posting about the Space Station 13 UI. Oh, you see now the, ignore the Z fighting, but basically the voxels snap to the terrain to give you an idea, to sort of help you basically make enclosed stuff. Because our voxels are based on floats, which is why they look so much better than they used to. That was an important change that we wanted to add. However, it is also making me OCD pretty bad, and I'm not going to be able to find the tool. So I'm just going to... Ooh, that's a bit of a bug. Item pickaxe. I'm just going to chip away at this. Just clean this out because it's going to bother me. Get. Oh, actually, I think I had a pickaxe in my inventory. Lol. Item wall light. We also, another thing we did was add a lot of stuff to the logic computer. Region, you can probably cover off on that. Item cable coil.
Oh yeah.
Item cable coil.
It's a shame I can't join. We can
Well,
probably sort that out later.
yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to sort that out
Yeah.
in the stream.
Which is fine. There's always next week, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically made some systems using the logic computer. I started with making a simple atmospheric system that would use a gas sensor and then say, okay, if it's below a certain threshold, it would start to fill the room using a volume pump and a passive vent, and then it would stop as soon as it hit a certain mark. That made me interested enough in just atmospherics, so I made a room which I set up with a motion sensor. So you walk into the room, the motion sensor would trigger, which will then trigger a series of events where you would first have the door lock behind you. The panel to open the door would be depowered, so you couldn't get out. And then it would start to flash fill the room with propane. And after a certain time, it will just ignite that propane and, you know, make you go boom.
Respect the propane, Bobby.
So yeah, that's just some use cases I did for the logic computer, and that gave me a lot of insight in what needs to be added to it. So I think we already added the functionality to change settings on different pumps, and we're looking into expanding on that. So the logic computer can't just change a machine to on and off, but also change the settings of a machine, so that you can really control everything as if you are physically interacting with objects, which I think is going to be pretty vital.
Oh, another thing I should cover off on as well is the change to the... So basically, yeah, what Regent's saying is that you can actually use the logic computer to control the little atmospheric devices that we added. And I actually removed... we had something called a gas safety pump, which basically regulated the upstream pressure. Now we actually have a... this is what I do in my room when I want to clean it up. Now we actually have a pressure regulator, which regulates the upstream pressure, so the network in front of it. And then we actually have a back pressure regulator, which regulates the pressure behind it. So that allows you to maintain a back pressure, and we'll cover off on that later. Ignore the buttons on the corner one. I have the same bug that I had last time.
So really, the thing we want to achieve with logic computer is automation and being able to you know, have maybe have a data center in your station that you can set up. So say you have one computer that makes sure that the station is not going above or below a certain threshold in temperature, and if it does, it will try to regulate that. And another one who checks out if there's a breach, it will, you know, maybe seal off that area. And it's all up to you to kind of figure out how to do that, but we are giving you the tools to do it. And I'm really excited for that.
I really could have set this up so I didn't have this on the inside, but what is done is done.
Probably set up a battery charger as well when you're running out of life supports. But juice. Did you cover the changes to what was that rule called again?
Item battery charger? Say again?
Hold on, I'm finding it in bug. Don't think you covered it yet, you see. Ah, yes. Basic radiation for convection for internal atmospheres and such.
Well, I said that I made changes to thermodynamics, so
yeah.
It will probably cover off on those later. So for now, like you say, get a so item battery cell large. So I'm gonna charge up some large battery cells because they'll last a bit longer. So I'm radiating quite a bit of heat, and I might even be using quite a bit of heat. Sorry, I may be getting cold and stuff like that. So I'll put that in. And so all that's doing is saying my battery's getting low. So you can see the life support there is low. So It's pretty hardcore now. Definitely hardcore. Item RTG. So yeah, I made these conveyors, so they're kind of crappy looking. Peter will actually go in. Peter's our awesome artist. He'll go in and make these look prettier. I just something that was good enough for the moment. So I'm going to turn all this on. Conveyor on. So we have nearly everything in. On. And you, sir, can go on as well. So we've got sunlight, yay! So if I throw this on here, or we're going to do a precision place. That's not good. Let's try that again. That's keep going, little tape. I believe in you. So now you see it should just keep going round and round and round.
It will rotate forever.
Let's try item egg carton. I want to see what happens with eggs. Because I haven't actually tried this. Because eggs are round. And I want to see if it will fall off. Ignore the fact that it appears to be moving faster than the UVs. That's just because I need to do some work. So I want to see if it falls off on this bit. Is it going to fall off? Is it going to fall off? What's going to happen? No, it doesn't. Cool. That was what I was hoping. So that's the conveyors, and then I'm working on a sorter so that it can go in the other direction as well. Now we could actually, I showed in a previous stream a long time ago, we could actually connect a logic computer to this, and we could have it stop if it doesn't detect something, and all that kind of stuff like that. So now I'm going to go. Where are we? I've got my chute over here. We should have put the outlet. I should put the outlet somewhere here. Or the chute bin. Did I show the outlets last time? I think I did.
I can't actually remember.
Yeah, neither. Am I going to have room there? Yep, I am. So there's a bunch of kind of, I guess, new stuff that needs to be added to, fully support basically being able to link these several things up. And, those still need to come. They still aren't here yet. Why do you insist on making my life difficult? Dean placement thing. I need to redo how the placement works. It's a little maddening at the moment. So now, when I plop something in there, it should go in there. So we're going to try it. We are going to not have power. Go away, eggs. Go away. Let's bring this up from here. Let it spaz out.
With the eggs going around the conveyor belt, this is starting to look like a gritty reboot of Overcooked.
So we'll turn this on. Bloop. And it goes on the conveyor. It's quite big, so it's probably going to get stooped. Oh wait, where is that egg carton here? So let's try the whole egg carton. Let's plop it in there. Boop. Now we can actually smelt anything now too. So the smelter system has been basically completely changed, and it also radiates heat now as well. So we've got him going around there like that. I'm going to show off how the pressure regulators and stuff works. Oh, he slipped back down. He doesn't have the stamina to get over. Yeah, so there's still a few bugs with how this works. Let's see if he can do it now. I believe in you, egg carton. See? I believed in you and you did it. I'm so proud of you. Man, it takes a long time to charge these large battery cells.
Yeah, it takes ages, but they last for ages as well.
Yeah. So, you know, to manufacture those, you'll need some pretty advanced resources and stuff like that. So, I reckon I need to expand this a little bit. Item steel frames. Item steel sheets. And here we go. Got ourselves a nice big area here. Got our beautiful little conveyor going. Item kit furnace. So now I'm going to try, so last week, previously on whatever this is, Stationeers. So basically I built a furnace, and that's very cool. We like that, but it exploded twice, and it wasn't super efficient. So the idea is we've made all these changes to the logic system and the pressure gates. So the idea is when you first come into the game, you'll do it very simply. You'll just put the stuff in the top, smelt it, and put it out the bottom. But now we want to get a little bit smarter about it. So I'm going to place furnace down. Now it gives you a little bit more feedback. So see there, it's telling me the pressure's too low to operate. It needs a particular pressure. And here we've got the pressure and the Kelvin inside it. If I do this, nothing's going to happen. So what I want to do now is I'm going to want to have an output. I could just let it fall out the bottom, but I'm just not that kind of guy. Item kit shoot. Item kit shoot. Item kit outlet. Oh, I figured it out. And so basically we could outlet that again onto a conveyor if we wanted to and stuff like that, but I'm just going to let it have a little pile there. And this is the whole idea of these chute systems, is that, and the conveyors, is that you actually kind of get to build and structure how you want it to be laid out and adjust it for different scenarios. So we're doing this inside a well, at the moment the planet is a vacuum, but basically you might choose to do this inside a ship or pretty much anything. I wonder if I can I turn that upside down? I'm going to try it. Item shoot bin. Item shoot bin. Item shoot bin. Thank you. Nearly did an item muffin there. Yeah, we can do it upside down. This works. I'm cool with this. Is this gonna look weird? Nah. Doesn't look weird. Kinda looks weird, doesn't it?
That's fine. It's fine.
Good enough for government work.
There you go.
Oh, Dean, you need to swap out your power battery for your life support.
You need to swap out your power battery.
Whoa!
Whoa, not cool.
Damn.
So,
Someone
Will
put in
is
a life
alluding
support.
to the life support battery in the top right.
Only because this did me over when I was building my last planetary station as well, so I'm like super trained to keep an eye for it.
Well, if you don't, you'll lose your ability to disperse heat from your suit, isn't it?
Yes, and it will still let you. It will still filter air, I think, and it will also still. It'll definitely still pressurize. So you still get some functionality when you don't have a life support battery in the life support, but not a lot.
Yeah, if you get hot, it won't be able to filter that out. That would be important now that you're building a furnace in space.
What I will show, even though we don't have multiplayer happening right now, I will show you how to do character customization. So I can change my characters here. I can change the hair color, I can change the eye color, and I can change the skin tone as well. I can click randomize here, get random variations. It's good enough. And this is a random chicken. Just hanging out. Item cable coil.
Oh, that's perfect. I like the purple hair.
Right, so we got shoot.
I mean, ginger would have been better, but I'll accept it.
Now we can smelt anything now. So if I just put a random item in, it's going to go in there and it's saying smelting the cable coil, but it's not hot enough to smelt, so everything has a flash point, and the pressure's too low to operate. So if I do this, it will just dump it out now. And so I'm going to close that back up. So now, I can't wait till we put like hard suits in so that it's not so frustrating when you fall off. I suppose I could make this bigger. I probably could. Pooping coils. So we have that. Now I want to do my mixer. Remember we were doing the mixer before? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a dynamic crate pipe supplies. Dynamic crate pipe supplies. Now little egg. He's still doing this little journey. I don't know what happened to the egg carton. Just sort of gave up. So let's get a tank connector. And we are going to do what we did last time, but it didn't work. Item tank connector. Item tank connector. And you'll see why I made the change that I did. So now we want to get two corners, and we're actually going to want to do a mixer so that we can basically take in the two different sides. So you see that's a pressure regulator kit, which allows us to do either of the two. And we want a item pipe mixer. Item gas mixer. Item pipe gas mixer, fine. So this is going to give us two inputs and an output. So we'll put it there. I literally made the same mistake I did last time just then in terms of layout. I mean, I could have just put corners down there, but it's just sort of outrageous. So last time, I don't know if people remember, last time we had a huge problem because there was no way for us to regulate the back pressure. This is where it's quite important. So, and I may have cocked this up. No, we're going to use a logic computer for this, which is what we were going to do last time, but it didn't work. So we are going to turn this off when this pipe gets to a particular pressure. That's what we're going to do. I think input is bottom. Yes, it is. So last time I think we tried it in the stream and it didn't work. And to prove that we've actually done something this week, I'm actually going to do it.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced we did anything.
Well, maybe you.
Whoa.
So, in order to basically assess it, we need to be able to access what's inside there. So, we're going to chuck on a pipe analyzer. We're going to put it on the same side so we can have a network in there, which probably means we're going to need to have some frames. And the whole idea of the game is that you start out reasonably basic, and you can still do stuff. And this is, I guess, the big challenge with sort of going for the more sort of hardcore, like systems-based survival, is we have to give you the ability to do stuff early on, but that you slowly build automation over time, and the automation gets really fun over time as you're doing it. And, it's the kind of thing that I think that makes Victorio enjoyable. Oh, we just fell inside the beams. Steph will be going through, our producer, faithful producer, and we should note down that Scott needs to amend the jump. The jumping's too big because basically you split your chute when you land every time. So item RTG. Actually, I could be not lame, and I could just bring the cable in here. So we have a data port here as well. Now there's no power on this, so it basically pneumatically, when an item arrives, that mechanically makes the doors open and it plops out. But we could connect this up to a logic computer, and we could use that information to basically do whatever we wanted.
So would it know if you put a certain kind of item in the chute and then react?
Not currently, no. So we've still got some stuff to do there.
But it would know that something was in there.
It would know that it's opened. At the moment I've got a task to, but I haven't made it so that you can access whether or not something is in a slot, but that's on my list of stuff to do. We're also going to add timers. I might actually do that on the stream later, add timers. So these guys should now be powered if I turn them on. Yes. And turn the gas mixer on. So 50-50, and we can basically see what different mixtures do. So item kit computer. Go away. Item kit computer. Yeah, people are saying, am I going to shoot myself off the map? No. So the logic computer and its kin are kind of a key part of how the game progresses. A number of people have asked this. So, what do you do? And the idea is you're going off on these away missions to get resources, to get more technology and stuff like that, so that you can make your base better, so that you can do cooler missions, you can do the missions lower risk and stuff like that. Motherboard logic. Yeah, so someone just mentioned nuclear reactor. So basically you'll need to build your own logic systems to control this. So last time this gas mixer just overloaded this pipe. Not going to happen this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a state in here, and I'm going to say if this pipe, in fact I'm going to turn it off, if this pipe analyzer is, pressure is less than, and we're going to choose a pressure in here, we're going to set it pretty high, 4,000, then it will trigger. And what's the action we're going to do? We're going to do gas mixer, power on. And we could actually change the setting as well. So we could do another logic computer that's measuring temperature in the furnace, right? And we could actually alter this gas mixture to basically alter the amount of propane or oxygen that we're adding in it. So
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I just reset it then, and see it's turned itself on. I'm actually going to turn it, whoop, oh my god, I'm going to turn it off. So basically I added this button in here, and I also added this in here so you can rename stuff. So this is going to be called Pressurize Fuel Line. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a new state, and I'm going to say, no, that's an action. And basically when this triggers, it's going to go to the new state. So now I'm going to do, so stop, pressurize. So basically once, yeah, see that doesn't update, that's kind of bad. Okay, so I'm going to write that down on the little old list. Put these in Jura later.
It updates eventually, but I don't know when.
When you create new states. Update. What is it? It's a state drop down. On rename. That's why we're here, people, to test bugs. So the condition here is the pipe analyzer pressure is greater than this value. Now I am going to add devices that are kind of like memory bits, and I'm not sure whether these will be part of the computer. So they might be expansion slots, and they'll be like a little memory piece, and they will actually have their own information down that you can store information. So that basically instead of us adding that value in there, we could actually call the value from the memory bit. It doesn't matter if you have multiple devices with the same name, you rename them. So Crazy Lemon asked what happens if you have devices with multiple names. It doesn't reference their names, it has an absolute reference to the device. So, you know, so that means that, and if we cut that cord, it'll be like, it'll still retain its information, and it'll try to look for it as you update the network. But yeah, so what you do is you get a hand labeler and you go around and you get it. So yeah, Night of Dark replied, you know, what happens if you have devices of the same name, and he said confusion. He or she said confusion. So that's pretty accurate. So we're going to say if it's greater than 4,000, which it's not, then we want to set the gas mixer power off, and we want to go back to the first state. Here we go. Now if I do this, it will have updated the lists. I'll delete it. So the next place is stop pressure, and the first state is pressurized fuel line, and it'll go back. So it'll turn it off and it'll wait. So now they should go between each other. Wait, power on. Yep. So we are going to item gas canister oxygen. No, dynamic gas canister oxygen. Dynamic gas canister fuel. Dynamic gas canister propane. Let's just check these both have stuff in them. Yes, they both have a lot of pressure in them. So now I am going to find where I put my wrench. 1 and 2. And now I'm going to turn the logic computer on. No, I'm going to save it first.
Very wise.
I'm going to do that, and I'm going to push play. So it's turned on, and it's slowly pressurizing, and let's see if it turns off. Turned itself off. So it works. So you can see now it's back So it went through, and it's now back at the pressurized fuel line, and it's waiting for that pressure to drop down. So Dino asked, well, what will happen if conditions will be met for two states simultaneously? So if you had two logic computers, both looking for the similar state, one of them will trigger fraction of a second before the other. You won't necessarily know which one, possibly which order you place them, or the distance, I'm not sure. So at the moment, it's a linear state machine. You can't have branching state machines unless you make multiple computers. Now what I'm actually looking at doing, so we've got this in a computer here, you may actually be able to take this motherboard out after you've programmed it and put it in something else. We might have like a dynamic thing that's like a laptop or something that you can basically connect to this sort of server rack, program a logic motherboard so the logic motherboard's not taking up as much space. So we'll probably do something like that. So now what we want to do is we need to be able to vent this. Now we didn't do the venting very safely last time. What could we do with that? We could put it in a room. We could do that. So we could save it for later. That little egg, still going around there.
Bless that egg.
Is it possible to have more types of conditions? Good question. So I'm actually going to build another logic computer because I don't want to screw that one up. Item kit computer. So someone's asked about what the logic conditions are. I'm going to show what some of those are, and actually later in the stream, so we'll do a gameplay portion because that's what most people want to see, and then I'll go into live development so I can show actually how easy it is for us to add this stuff, and potentially, you know, how easy that would be for modders as well. Item cable coil. Item cable coil. Let's connect this up. Motherboard logic. So these motherboards are discrete objects. So that means that if I took this out and put it in the other computer, it will retain its information, which is a very, very important kind of, you know, piece of everything, I guess. So now, where are we? Now let's do a condition. So I can go in here, and if I look at, there's probably, I haven't connected the furnace, but like I can do battery charger in here, and I can do, oh actually yeah, so that won't work. I thought it was a battery for a second. Where's a good one to do? Gas mixer, so we talked about before setting, so I can do equal than, greater than, error is false, is, you know, is not, lock, and there's a heap more. What new stuff did I add? I mean, I haven't added, we're going to add like a timer and stuff like that, but yeah, I can't remember where there was other stuff.
You added settings so you can change the setting of atmospheric devices?
So, you know what, I'll try it. So we'll do here, we'll do something easy. So pipe analyzes error as false. So we just want something that will activate it. And now we're going to change the setting. And so this setting here is between, you know, so at the moment it's 50-50. So we can actually change it. It's a little bit unintuitive because it's a very generic system. We're not going to set it to 4,000. Let's set it to 33. Come back over here and nothing changed. Why did nothing change? Oh, because I didn't activate it. See, 33% input 1, which is there, I think. Yeah, so 33% oxygen, 66% propane. So basically, we can alter nearly anything in the game from this logic controller, and we're just continually adding all this stuff and trying to make it really generic. And yeah, someone just asked about the build states, and you know we've got a build state system how we do this, and that is our intention with pretty much everything in the game. It's a fair bit of content work, so we're only wanting to do it to sort of prove it. So basically, building these computers, you'll build some sort of computer frame, and you'll have to put stuff in it and stuff like that. Alex, who I think is a coder, just asked about a direct access to a scripting language. We thought about that, but I just feel like a lot of the game is a lot better when you're in the game. You're always in the game, and we don't pull you out into screens and that. So you look at, when I'm doing this logic control, I'm actually doing it with a screen that's in game. Other people can see me. They can even see me altering this, you know. They can see all the stuff I do, and it's in together. I found with Space Engineers has these really cool programmable blocks. My issue is it's taking you out of the game. So we really wanted to do. That's why we do all the inventory in that is basically in world. There is some that you do on the screen yourself, but if I want to pull stuff out of the crate, I'm looking at the crate and taking it out. And I mean, in a very crowded market, I think it's important to try doing something different, which is what we're doing. So now we need to think about how we want to exhaust this. I could try. Where are we? It was kind of cool just venting it out, so I could just do that. Item kit wall. Item kit wall. Item kit wall. Didn't like my Kiwi accent. So we are going to do destructible walls as well.
So while you're doing your vent chamber construction, have you got time for a few questions?
Sure.
Will you be able to change the speed of belts?
Probably.
Are there any plans for a mobile battery charger?
You know what? There's already a mobile battery charger. So what you do is you get a dynamic generator, and dynamic generator. So this is basically your mobile battery charger. So if I do a item gas canister fuel, item gas canister fuel.
As mobile as it gets, right?
So that's my tank pressure. Turn this on. It's starting to generate power. It's starting to use up tank pressure, and you see it's actually outputting a very, very small amount of gas. If I do item battery cell, item battery cell. Voice control doesn't like me today. Put this in here, and it's starting to charge. There we go, mobile charger. Not only did I answer the question, but we implemented it straight away. It's just how we roll.
It's just that cool. Will different planets have different strengths of gravity?
Will asked if planets will have different
Different kinds of gravity.
Well,
yes.
different strengths.
Yes. So the idea is to do different things like that, like different planets, different weather systems, the whole shebang.
Damn. Having a planet that's purely chlorine in atmosphere, definitely something we could do.
Will there be vending machines?
Yes. So I actually have that on my list. My list of Dean things. Item pass event. Yep. More questions? Ooh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, we're exporting everything. Panic. So Dean was a moron.
God.
I didn't die, though.
Yet. You have a pretty huge rupture in your suit.
Yeah, I'm repairing it.
also took a big swallow of pollutant.
Eh. So what happened was the gas from in here was flowing through there and through the smelter and coming out here. So actually, having the second logic computer is probably a good idea. We can actually make the whole system automated and automatically run, turn itself on and off and stuff like that. We could do that. There's a little data port here. We could actually detect when the pressure gets to a certain point in here and actually turn on a digital valve here to basically allow the gas to escape, which is what we'll do. And also, this pipe structure here is driving me insane. I cannot handle it. I will not abide such shenanigans. Item pipe straight.
Is that local or international shenanigans?
Oh, well, we still haven't resolved the shenanigans. I can't even remember what the shenanigans was about.
Was that from GDC?
Yeah. I called shenanigans on something Will said.
I believe
Almost
an
got
independent
called out
body
for
is still...
shenanigans in the office. I tried to give Dean... He asked for chocolate and I gave him biscuits and he almost flipped the ship.
Yeah. Okay, so I still don't like this layout. So no one's asked about painting pipes, I guess because people, if they're watching the stream, have probably seen a lot. But so I can paint these so I know, or it's kind of like commenting your code. So when someone else comes along, you know, they'll know what's going on. So we made a 2D prototype of this game a long time ago, which was called Rocket Station. And that we had the same kind of standardization as well, where we said that if you were going to you know, build stuff, so we had our like high voltage lines colored red and that kind of stuff. Item pipe corner.
Oh.
So yeah, feel free to, if you see, I'm just going to focus on the screen well, but if you see more questions, feel free to come in. There we go. Oh,
I'm making my usual shopping list of things to ask.
I cannot handle this. It's like when you're playing OpenTDD and you see your track, it's just not quite right, and you're like, I can't handle this.
Unless you're Mason.
No, Mason is big on refactoring. I think Mason's hungover right now, actually.
He probably is.
Yeah, he messaged me before saying he was pretty hungover. We played Secret Hitler last night. It's a card game. It is a card game for entertainment purposes. Possibly not that popular in Europe, I think we decided.
Not in Czechoslovakia anyway.
Yeah. Maybe not Poland. So, right. So we want to put a valve here. Now this is probably going to release a little gas. Do not be alarmed.
But, good God.
Do not be alarmed. Okay? We were just cleaning out what was in there. So just relax. Did I put a dynamic valve in the crate? I don't think I did. Item dynamic valve. Item digital valve. I hope I made it spawnable. Oh yeah, I did. So, if people know what we're working towards, at the moment I'm just magicking everything in, like Minecraft mode. But that's actually not what we want to do. We don't want to do that. Actually, I've got an even better idea. Why don't we use a back pressure regulator?
Whoa.
Why not? Oh, I know why not. Because we don't want to... Why don't we want to do that? We don't want to output fire accidentally. Or do we? We could do a... forward pressure regulator. No, no, stick with the plan, Dean. Stick with the plan. We will do a digital valve. You will get out of the way, all of you little things.
It's going to explode.
You're going to explode.
Whoa. Bomb.
So much concentration here. So see, we can turn that on and off. We didn't want that to be on because of that reason. But now what we want to do is we want to connect the data port up on the furnace. The hell is my cable? Just get! Oh, little egg still going around.
I hate free doing cables. That's such a pain.
Yeah, we need to
All
improve
praise the
that
egg.
system. So, no, we don't want any of that stuff. Now what we want to do is we want to measure when the pressure in here exceeds a certain pressure, we will open the valve. So, in fact, could we do ignited? I don't know if we can do ignited. Let's find this. Furnace. Furnace pressure? No, actually I think temperature. Because we only want it to turn on when it gets, we only want it to start venting when it gets hot. So let's do if it's greater than 1000 degrees Kelvin, then we want to do something. What do we want to do? We want to find the digital valve. Now, we should really name all this stuff and turn it on. When we do a new state and we say, we basically sort of replicate the same process.
Night of the Dark, we haven't finished 3D printers yet. They're not in.
So we want to now, if the furnace is temperature is no, we just want to manually deal with it when that situation happens. So that will turn the digital valve on when it gets hot in there, and it will start venting stuff, in theory, maybe. So let's try it out. Do we have anything in here? No. Okay, the needle's wrong there, but that's all right. So let's do this. So it's cooking. It's turned the valve on. Oh, Dean didn't finish the wall. Oh, okay, panic. Everybody panic.
Oh god.
Now you can panic.
I'm currently panicking.
I'm running away.
Yeah, that's 3,000 degrees. Yep. Fire. Yep.
Okay, so I think there's fire in my suit.
You're burning. Yeah.
You're literally on fire.
Well, I'm not figuratively on fire.
You could be.
Item duct tape. I meant to do that. That was a safety test. It has been 5 minutes since our last incident. Okay. So, sort of forgot to finish off the wall to an extent. What the hell is going on in here? Oh dear God! Item steel sheets. Item steel sheets. Okay. No. This is getting. What are you doing? Oh, we probably needed more safety thing. Item steel sheets. Item steel sheets. So we really need to open this. We can just start venting that stuff in that direction.
Kind of sad he didn't do windows, to be honest. Glass.
Oh, you don't really see much.
That's what he wants you to believe.
So what's the temperature in here now? Probably take a while to drop down. Is this outputting anything? No, it's not. So this should now start dropping down in pressure. So it's rather hot in there, and there's rather a lot of pressure. If this is pressurized, it would actually cool down. So we're going to add failure states to the furnace. So you see, it's actually not burning very well. So what I'm actually going to do, firstly, is I'm going to alter the, if pressure is, where are we? If pressure is great. We're actually going to drop the pressure down a little bit. We're going to experiment with this. I'm going to try just keeping the pressure quite low, just so that we can view the changes with that happen. What is this burn? Oxygen, propane. So it's going to take a while for it to drop down. And this should turn on. So input 1 is what? Oxygen. So let's try having, whoops, I was so happy I jumped. Let's try a 1/3 mixed ratio and see what that does to the color there. So now this should only fill up with 500. It'll take a while for us to burn this stuff out, but hopefully it does. So it's still burning because it's still pulling in this stuff here. I'm actually going to add a pipe analyzer on here so that we get some information. Item pipe analyzer. Item pipe analyzer. Because we want to know what our exhaust is doing. And where's my cable coil? What?
At the moment, chat is lamenting the loss of the beloved praised egg.
Say again?
At the moment, chat is lamenting the loss of the beautiful egg that was on the infinite loop.
Huh. What? Oh, it got blown away.
Yeah.
Item cable coil? Or it might have got burned up, actually.
Brutal.
So see how we're not burning cleanly. We're still we were dropping we had a lot of excess oxygen, so we didn't have the reaction right. And that's I guess the key takeaway here. When this drops down, we'll start getting our new mix in that should improve things. Yeah. So you can see there's a lot of gas going up there and stuff like that. You could probably direct it even better away from us, but we're not going to worry about it. We could have a warning light when this is turned on as well. We could have it like turn on a flashing light and stuff like that. So what I want to do is see when this changes. So it's dropping down here, and we should see this start turning on occasionally to just meet the demands of our furnace. We set the pressure a bit high, and obviously I sort of screwed everything up. So later on, once we get it sorted, this will, the furnace will fail if it gets too hot or it gets too cold. Too hot or too overpressured. So now it's probably sucking in pressure from here. So yeah, see that's dropping down, and we should see that turn on at a certain point. and we should see basically changes start to happen as this will pull in. So this will pull in a new mix, and we'll see the oxygen, the percentage of oxygen will fall. The color should change as we get a cleaner burn, and stuff like that. And if we wanted to, we could make a logic system that alters this. You know, I think we want to do like a math, like motherboard or something that will do math for you, so you could actually, you know, do math to calculate what mix you should have and then change it as the result. So I think we should see some change start to happen here. So you see it basically keeping, oh, so we were getting a real good burn there. It's a really hot burn. Probably that's just, but let's have a look at what's coming out here. No, I think that's probably just a fluke because of as we're going down. So we should see this turn on in a second, and it will start adjusting our mix. Yep, turns on. Oh, okay. So it puts, unfortunately, it puts far too much in there because it's not on long enough. Sorry, it's not fast enough. So what we probably want to do is put a pressure regulator in here that regulates the pressure that's going in here, because that's a lot of gas for us to throw in there. So we're going to do that. Item kit regulator. So this is one of the new items that replaces one of the previous ones. So we want to regulate upstream pressure. That would regulate backstream, which we don't need. This will regulate upstream pressure. So it's really helpful. Like, this is one of those things that we added in that that I added in during the week that really makes a big difference. So let's set this to, I think we agreed 500. That should give us a much more modest pressure. So this pressure should start falling then. Anyway, we've got a pretty good, let's see if we're still getting, I guess it'll be a little bit. Okay, we're not getting a very good burn there, which is bad. We're actually even outputting propane, which is kind of dangerous. Luckily, it's such a small percentage of the overall volume of gas coming out that it's not going to catch on fire. Respect the propane, Bobby. So now we can try smelting some stuff. So I think, let's see if I can find it. Somewhere around here, I had my item road flare. I mean, I could just mine new stuff. Jesus. Did that fall through the terrain? I think it might have.
Yeah, it did.
I'm trying to find my mining drill, because I had a satchel with a heap of stuff. I didn't think it was too far away. This will be where some crazy person... Oh! It also might have got exploded. Is that the edge of the world? Oh my god. It might have got exploded away. The hell is that? Oh, we found the egg!
You found it!
I will return it to its former glory. Go, sweet egg. Item duct tape. The little egg that could. Look at him. He's so happy. Just minding his own business. So, item mining drill. Item mining drill. Thank you. I'm going to grab this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these batteries. Chuck that in there. Turn it on. And chuck that in there. Item mining belt. Item mining belt. I don't know where our other one went. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little bit of a adventure. We don't want any ice because it's not going to give us anything useful in terms of smelting. But we do want ores. Some gold. And copper. We're going to ditch the ice when we get it. Go away, ice. No, don't come back. Bye. Oh, I found it. Man, it got blown in a cavern, a crevasse. I'm gonna dig my way out here. The new terrain and the new digging mechanic's pretty cool. So we're going to make an unloading device that allows you to unload this like in Space Station 13, but for now that is not something we have. Whoa. Let's drop him there. And let's plop everything in. So let's try smelting. Oh, so I think we've got a really good blue hot burn going on here. I'm not even sure what's going on there. Oh, yep, yeah. So very small amount of gas coming out. We've got a very modest amount of pressure coming through here. And we still haven't used up all the old stuff. So I might actually try just increasing this a bit. See if we can get a really good flame going. This should increase the pressure in here a little bit. So we'll put this in here. So it's smelting the gold ore, turning it into gold. That will actually be cooling down the chamber. So someone had pointed out quite rightly in the tester chat that it was false because you could basically create this sort of unlimited energy thing. So we've made 42 grams of gold. I'll put this in here, close it up. We're smelting more. Now, we'd waste stuff if we smelt stuff in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into a mold, and zunk, out comes a 55 gram ingot of gold. Now, this is the same system we use for the microwave. So we have a full reagent system going on. And so what that means is I can resmelt this gold bar if I really wanted to. So I've still got the mold open. What it's going to do is it's going to smelt it and it's going to automatically spit it out. Again, I could manage all this with a logic computer if I wanted. So that's the gold. So now let's try the copper. Where are we? 33 grams of copper. So we've got a copper ingot. Now we're going to do something a little bit different for the iron. Item coal ore. So to show you, and again, I've only really just sort of put stuff in here, just sort of to be easy, really. So I'm going to do, I think it's 3 parts iron. Item iron ore. This is why you need the stack splitter, which is what I'm working on now. Oh, crap. Okay, well, it's fine. We'll just resmelt it. So you see, I'm doing this all manually. The idea is over time, you actually do this system properly. So what's actually happening here, if I then do this, is, oh yeah, we were just lucky. So basically these items are sitting in here waiting to go inside. So you see now it's smelting the thing. So it's 3 parts, 4 parts. I think this will work. Let's just find out. Yeah, so we made steel. So the ratio is not exactly right, but basically 3 parts iron, 1 part coal will produce steel. If you put in the wrong stuff, it often just gets wasted. Later on, we'll have it doing slag. So, you know, and you'll see now if I open this up. Whoa, that's right, Dean, jump up for joy. You'll see this will make iron, which is obviously separate from very small. So, we need to make the ingots maybe a little prettier, but we'll get there. So yeah, now you can smelt anything. So maybe I don't like this belt anymore. Now at the moment they just destroyed it. It's just gone. But different items could have different stuff. In fact, let's try something hilarious. No, it won't do anything because it doesn't have reagents. But there is one cool thing I can show. So item bench, item kit furniture. Forgot about that. So let's build ourselves a kitchen bench here. Did I burn my tool belt? No, I didn't. Put my tool belt in here. Get my tool belt out. Sorry, Egg, you're going to briefly stop. Oh no, I can do this quickly. Oh, I think I stopped everything. Oh god, I stopped everything else. What's happening? I think everything's okay. So, let's turn this guy on. Appliance microwave. Appliance microwave. Appliance microwave. Thank you. Appliance reagent grinder. Close enough. So I covered these in a previous stream quite a while ago. I really can't wait till we get precision place in. So I'm going to connect the microwave. Connect this. Now, the reagent system is basically our chemistry system. So there's not a lot to it at the moment, but they're all exactly the same. So I'll show how it works properly. I've improved the tooltips as well, which is why I'm going to show this. So I have shown this in a previous stream. Item milk. Item milk. Item egg carton. I'm not going to use the egg we had. The eggy, that's what I call them. And item flour. Item wheat. Let's just grind up some wheat. Oh, duh, Dean. Oh my god, that's not where it goes. Now it will make... I don't know why it was like error. Screw you, error. So now I think it's 5 ml, 10 ml of milk, I think. 1 egg. And actually item flour. Item flour. And I think it's just 50 grams. Let's try this. Yeah, look at that. I got it exactly right. So see, so I've made a muffin. But what I can actually do at the moment, and obviously this, I'm not going to waste that, but I mean, I don't even know what I was saying, I'm wasting it, but you can actually, it's basically a it's all kind of the same system. So it allows us a lot of really generic sort of stuff that we can do. We can do the full chemistry system, and it's all multiplayer synchronized and all that kind of stuff. So you see this is still processing here. So it's really, really, generic and easy to use. I'm going to eat it. Nom, 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 nom. And it allows us to do lots of cool different things. How are we going here with our logic computer? Have I missed out on anything, Regent?
I don't think so.
Did you put an iron ingot in the microwave?
No, I put part of an iron ingot, which someone pointed out. So because I've made the system generic, we haven't gone through and tidied it up. So we do need to restrict what can go into the microwave, but at the moment I haven't. But I will do that. No, I can't eat the iron bar, so it has to have a consumable action on it that allows you to do that. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's some stuff that I've added that I've forgotten to talk about.
Could download the save I posted in Slack and show off the thing I made.
I mean, I might save that to one of the other ones, like because there's a bunch of stuff that we're going to add to more of the logic computer stuff, and it's such a big part of the game loop that I think it's totally fine for us to cover off on that multiple times. And I think for a future stream we'll look at showing the. This is what I was building. I just want to see if this works. So this is what I've been working on. I've been trying to make the stacking machine. Oh, okay, that's probably why you had a bug. I'm just gonna save. I might be able to, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to fix that right now. Hold please. So I'm going to add window capture, add existing, create new. Unity.
Whoa.
I'm not getting like blue, 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 blue on the screen, am I?
Not yet, at least. I want to put your camera. Oh, okay, you're fixing it. Yep.
Yeah, God. I'm sorry.
When I can see your screen.
So I am going to fix up this bug. So this might get a little boring, but then it might get interesting. Where did he get Visual Studio? There we go. So I think actually the thing that I need to do is actually, so how do I temporarily make that? Oh yeah, there we go. I think I just didn't have a network component on the stacker, and the stacker's not actually finished. So I think that was what was causing it so that you couldn't connect. So I should be able to fix that very quickly live here. Once I find the item stacker. And then it'll be cool because we can finish off by showing people how the characters are customized. I find it really weird that it didn't force itself to have a network identity. I thought we made that a requirement. So commit that, and then I should be able to build, and then you should be able to join.
Whoa.
So that's there. So while that's going, doing its thing, We'll push play. That's probably way too small for... Oh yeah, people can kind of see that. It's just me that can't see it. So I'm just going to test that it works.
Yeah, it's alright on my screen.
No, I meant like the stacker. Stationeers service failed to create on Steam. Yeah. So this has been what I've been working on. So the idea is you actually connect this up to. Oh gosh, that's crazy. So it's doing something. So I need to. What if I do this? Oh, nothing. I can't. Oh yeah, that's set to looping. That's why. Yeah, gosh, it's not initializing its state. There's always something broken, isn't there? What's going on in here?
My god.
What's going on in here? Oh, are we getting low? Oh, I think we're good. I think we just, what is there? I can't even read that text. Anyway, I think that's fixed the bug.
Scott told you on Slack, I think. I don't know. Scott says a lot of things.
Where are we? Jenkins build. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew what it was. It was just one of my assets snuck in.
I think there was someone who asked what Jenkins is. Jenkins is basically just their automated build bot. Does so much work for us.
So, do we have any more questions, Will?
I found a
While
good
we're
one.
waiting? Yeah.
Apart from hunger, will there be any other reasons to eat the game?
Eat food. Well, it'll help you relieve the sanity stuff that we talked about. I'd previously sort of highlighted Enviromine as being which is a mod for Minecraft, as being a key inspiration there. So that'll be an important part of eating food. You know, you get some enjoyment out of it potentially. Maybe it's even like location based in terms of how much, you know, that plays a factor. I'm actually going to close Unity down because we're deploying a build. And that means we'll be able to show off, you know, how the new characters look and the animations that are on them and stuff like that. So that'll be really cool. Were there any other questions?
I don't know. Will, have you any questions?
So there were a couple questions. For example, like, will we be considering adding basic scripting languages like NTSL, for example?
Yeah, I did see that one. I did comment on that before. The answer is probably not. One, it sort of creates a real problem because we'll be passing strings. It's also it becomes a lot of work. I mean, I do think it is definitely possible that we might, but what we've tried to do at the moment is, so I'd say no. The answer is no, but secretly maybe. But I think that we wanted to keep everyone in the game, so it makes it very hard for us to take people out of the game, and you know their keyboard becomes typing. Because if you look at Space Station 13, you can kind of do anything almost any time, except when you type say and then you're trying to move your character around and it's not working. So we really wanted to have you in game all the time and using the consoles and stuff like that, so that you're not out of the game and you're always situationally aware and enjoying it and stuff like that. Okay, so the build's deploying to Steam now. It shouldn't take long because it's not very big. And I'll let everybody know what the build is.
Wunderbar. There was an ask of whether we will be doing a Linux version in the future.
It really depends on how much it sells. So we are looking at doing a Linux version for the dedicated server. At the moment, I think it's only Windows, but that would definitely be a priority. For us to do a game client, we'd have to sell enough copies for it to be worthwhile. Otherwise, it's just, it's just not worthwhile. Okay, so the new build is live now. I will post
Cool.
the version and I've posted the version in Discord, so the revision number is 2816. I say again, 2816.
Yep. A tiny bit of advertising. Want to know the Discord he's talking about? It's the link I have posted in.
You're cutting out a lot with your mic. Maybe move your mic a bit closer.
Yep, I have muted. I have done it. Go in the Discord with the link I just posted.
Okay, so try join the game now.
You're not showing up on the server list, but that's fine.
Yeah, it should be the same IP. I'm just going to write it in the back.
I got another reference.
What does it say?
Electrical computer, unfinished load. Yeah, I'm sending it to you.
What I'll try do... I might restart and I'll just do a fresh game in case it's one of the objects we've got in the game that's causing the issue.
It's something about the electrical computer.
Well, just computer. There's no non-electrical computer. So yeah, so try join now.
Roger that. Hey, I'm in.
Where are you? Here. You want to turn off your headlamp?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you try customizing your character.
Yup. Yeah, cool. Boom.
Boom. So he's changed his character. Give us a wave.
Is it R or S1?
Smash all the keys. Nice.
Did it do it?
Yeah, so I'm not sure whether the external people, the external testers will be able to join because I don't know what IP we need to give them. And we've done a lot of changes to how we do a lot of the stuff. Do you want to try mining some stuff?
Yeah.
Dig us a cave. I can't remember, there was something I was going to fix. Something I was going to fix. Oh, that's right.
Hey, I got the same thing. Did you just...
Oh, someone joined.
That was me jumping in.
I just got the same error when...
Is it broken?
It's still working.
Cool.
Cannot play a disabled audio source.
Oh, that's fine. Are you in well?
Just sitting on joining.
Yeah, so no, it won't be working. So there's something broke. Did it break for you, Regent, when you spawned the mine, the drill?
It broke when I removed the battery, I think, from the mining drill, and the mining drill doesn't want to start now.
Okay.
Try and use it yourself. It's on. Yeah, whenever you mine, I get an argument out of range exception.
Cool.
I'll send you the log file.
Oh, there's no need to send the log file. Just Snippy the error. Snippy! Turn on your headlamp and come in the mine I'm building. We will be dwarfs. Throw in a couple of road flares in here.
I like chem lights better.
Maybe, yeah, let's turn off our lamps and just use chem lights. Whoa, I can't see. You're literally just chucking them in the same spot, you know that, right?
Try to hit you in the face.
Oh, you're like miles away. So yeah, we want to have like, you know, the voxel mining and stuff like that to be, I'm going to have some light
I'm
here.
quite satisfied with the mining right now. It's
Yeah,
it looks a lot better than what it did.
it performs really well in multiplayer.
Yeah. Simon also, we got pretty far on the streaming on multiplayer of the chunks.
Yeah, so that allows us to make much bigger worlds. So yeah, you can see that it's pretty deep. We could actually pressurize this.
Yeah. You want to collect the ore? Because you're not wearing a mining belt.
No.
You need item duct tape.
Item steel frames. Item steel sheets. Do you want to set up some atmospherics? Even just something real like ghetto to try and...
Yeah. Item steel. Item battery charger.
Item kit airlock.
Item cable coil. It's gonna be a lot of just. Oh, that's wrong. It's gonna be a lot of just name calling. Whoa.
So to show you, this might not work because I might not have made it deeper, but basically we can do this, where see then I could go in and place the cables inside without having everything fall off and stuff like that, so it's quite handy. Dynamic canister air, dynamic gas canister air, dynamic gas canister air.
Oh my god, the game is not happy at the moment.
If I do this.
The amount of bugs happening right now is pretty bad.
Yeah. Dynamic gas canister air. Whoops. Dynamic gas canister air.
Oh, I see.
So we should be slowly pressurizing in here. Some of it's radiating away the temperature, and that's why the temperature's dropped ever so slightly.
Unless I really get a way of doing it.
It works.
Yep. I'll set up something a little bit more sophisticated.
Oh no, if you're getting errors, there's no point. I just wanted to sort of demo some of the stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So that'll take a while. So yeah, we've pretty much covered a lot of the content. I don't know how interesting it will be. Oh, what's this? Do those particles represent airflow? Yep, they do. But yeah, if we've got any more questions, now's probably a good time to ask them. Oh, and now's a good time for me to repair my suit. Item duct tape.
So there was one that popped up whilst construction was going on, which is, will there be anything similar to the telecommunication system from Space Station 13? You know, ways you talk to people outside of visual range?
I don't know. Maybe. We've got text chat in already. Do you want to say something? Is the emoji stuff in yet? Or the, I think chat just comes up in the console. Yeah, so chat just comes up there. We're going to have it, like, come up above your head and stuff like that. I'm actually going to put some canisters over here so we can take our suits off.
Well, right now it's 3
No,
kilopascals.
that's what I mean. I'm going to put a flood it from. It's just such a big. We just made such a big thing that.
Yeah.
I need to. We've probably got these releasing gas a little slower than
You
that.
could just probably make a tank connector and then one pipe into a passive vent, and it'll vent the entire thing pretty quickly.
Yeah, true. That would work. Could also throw us around. I'll do that.
Because
Here.
these canisters still
Item
are
tank
okay,
connector. Item tank connector. Item pipe straight. Item passive vent. Dynamic gas canister air.
I'm asking this question just because I want to say the user's username. Lollycatgirls from Space asked, are you going to make a realistic approach to sound effects similar to Space Engineers?
Yes, definitely.
Right now it's kind of dull because there's really no sounds in game, but
We wanted to
once
get a
we
lot
get
of the
them in-
functionality in. Oh gosh, okay, that's why it's not going. We've got a whole item, item steel frames. Item steel sheets. Every time I think it's bugged, like the particles are telling us pretty much.
Yeah. That's one of the problems with making a game with kind of realism in it. I remember Will had a problem where his station was really hot, and it was because there was only 1 kilopascal worth of pressure in it, and the sun was hitting the surface, so it heated up that small amount of gas extremely quickly. So as soon as we got some air into it, it just dropped right down into normal temperature.
Yeah, dude, like, working on this game has taught me so much more about chemical sciences than I had ever known before.
Yeah.
You want to come up and move some of these canisters away?
If I can, because those doors are very weird on my screen.
No, just move them back behind you.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll bring him over. Take care of them, boss.
If you canister...
Dean, I know where you live.
I didn't say that.
Wait. Oh, fuck. It was... Well, I know where you live. You know who you live with. Don't know where you're sitting.
No, you're taking the wrong ones. Don't worry about it. I'll move them.
What?
It's hard to find good help.
Saying that.
I think we've still got a hole here.
There's literally nowhere to put them.
pressure's increasing now. I'm just going to fart a little.
Surgery be in the game? Surgery will be in the game at one point, yes.
I feel like this should be pressurizing better. Is it? Do we have some sort of weird?
It's going into like this part.
Maybe there's like some pocket or something there. Yeah, so we probably need to do a bit of work with this. I don't know, something weird's going on. It's like it wants to go up.
What is it doing?
Oh, I think there's a little hole there.
Oh yeah.
Item duct tape. So I think there was a little hole on the roof. There's a holy roof. Yeah, so we are going to have NPCs in the game, kind of inspired a lot by quite an old game called Startopia. So you'll be able to run like a basic prison or a basic hospital or something like that to give you basically a reason to make your station. And the NPCs will sort of help fill the void a little bit.
One thing that we used on Rocket Station, that someone else asked about, is that you would have a patient sent to you. So you basically say, I want to fix a patient, and then they will have something wrong with them, and you'll have to fix that and send them back, and that will earn you kind of a cash flow.
Cash monies. Oh, we might have opened it up there. I think it's equalizing now.
Oh, yeah, there's like a huge ravine up here. This one is fine, actually. There's 14.
Slightly unrelated, but if I remember correctly, isn't Startopia finally out on Steam?
It is. Dynamic gas canister air. Whoa. Vostura! Ah! Get. No. No, that's bad. Bad cylinder. Bad. Very bad cylinder.
Bad minion.
Who made this game? Joel?
Yeah, it's Joel's fault. It's probably, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, take that, Region. That's even your real name.
Hey. Refuse to use my real name. I've become an enigma, like Gerard. Oh, Dean is writing down the punishment Joel's gonna get for making such a bad game.
No, Dean's writing down bugs that he's gonna fix.
That's that Joel is gonna fix.
No bugs I'm gonna fix. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much that part of the stream. I'm actually gonna save this though, because this was kind of cool.
You want to see how it looks on my screen?
No, I know that there's no point in laboring the point. I'm gonna open up Unity. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we can do with the character customization. Scott's done heaps and heaps of stuff with character customization, which is pretty awesome. And it's kind of built in a generic way so that we could do other stuff. We've also been thinking from a from a project perspective. There's comments on the forums about it, or space to comment on the forums about it, about how we can approach the project in terms of monetizing and that. We thought about doing it a RimWorld way, where basically people might be able to buy a higher tier of the game, like a supporters edition kind of thing, that would give them access to the ability to basically name an NPC and stuff like that, which is something we thought was pretty cool. Okay, so that's good. This is going to the boring segment. Possibly boring, possibly not boring. Where I work on
I've
stuff.
had people say that your coding style is bringing up some personal issues. They don't like the way you do it.
Oh well, it's the
They can
difference.
suck it.
Yep. So, what was the first thing I was going to do? There was an analyzer. A lot of that stuff's kind of boring. Super boring.
Heard something about radiator pipes and thermodynamic changes. Can you touch upon those?
Yeah, it's a little hard for us to show them, but we're using the Stefan bolts, I think it is, law of radiating, things that radiate, and so we've added that in as a basic thing, but it's not going to be a huge part of it, I guess. I don't know what that does. Okay, so the first issue with my stacker, I'm trying to build the logic for it, and it's kind of nasty. I'm just not sure that this stacker is going to be a super interesting thing for me to work on, because it's pretty challenging, actually. But we'll give it a go. So the first issue is the stacker has looping animations, which is why it was doing that zoog, 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 zoog thing. So we're going to try and find the stacker in here. There we go. And it's already, I built a whole bunch of tools to warn us. So we don't want these to be looping, which is part of the problem. And we also want events added. So it's automatically going to, this is the kind of stuff we're going to hopefully make available for the modders as well. So my cursor's all off, but so here is where we have the events and stuff like that. So we get a lot of it to do the actual stuff, I guess. So let's apply that and see what happens. So yeah, this is a more boring part if you're watching this on YouTube or something like that. Yes, there are liquids in games. Things have different specific heat in that, so a lot of that stuff will support all that stuff much better. This is a little testing room I have that I've been testing with, so testing out the backflow, the back pressure regulator. Actually, I can show that off here while I'm here. So this is set to, so some of the air was rushing in there. This is set to 100 kilopascals. So it will never remove more. It will monitor, it will maintain the downstream pressure. So behind it. That's what the back pressure regulator does. Whereas the pressure regulator does the upstream. So if I turn this off, well, if I turn them both on, it will maintain just above because basically lots coming in. But if I turn this off, this will go up to 200 kilopascals. Very hard for you to see there, I think, probably. But if I turn this off and then I turn this on, it will go back to 100. It's a super useful tool for, super useful tool for managing your station. So yeah, this is a little test area. Just throw everything in the corner. So I was testing out this is like a wall cooler, so I could start cooling the air down here, but is that going to work? Yeah, it probably is. So you can see it's actually pulling heat from the environment, just like it's taking the energy from it and it's actually transferring it to the pipe network, so sort of heat transference system. So you can see in the top there, it's actually cooling things down, and we might even see airflow in certain rooms. You can definitely notice the difference. Oh, I think, why is my something item duct tape? Oh, I think that was the sun hitting one area, so the sun caused a little bit of air movement. Where are we? Item sorter. Item sorter. Item sorter. Item stacker. There we go. So let's put our little stacker here. Now, I don't even know how I want this exactly to work. So I literally just made this model by piecing together old pieces of other models. Peter's going to go through and do it properly. But I literally just pieced that together before the stream. So do this because y'all probably can't see it very well. So the idea is you'll put the stuff in here, and then that will close, and then it will try and stack it with something else. And you'll be able to alter this wheel here to change how much should be in the stack. That's the current plan. If you want to get rid of what's in the output slot, you'll plop that down. That's the theory. So let's see what happens if I do. I can't even put anything in there. Why can't I put anything in there? That's weird. What if I throw it at it? Okay. So let's see why can't I put anything in it? I don't even know why we can't put anything in it. I don't even know why. Is that not like a default thing? I thought it was a default thing. So, I don't know. What can people see on the stream? I need to check this. I'm looking at, there we go. I'm trying to find where basically somewhere here, it's not attack with, it's interact with. Somewhere, I thought I did inventory on every object, but maybe I didn't. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's stupid. Go away. I normally have a bigger screen, so it's really annoying for me. Yeah, so this is weird. Why can't I put anything in the slot? I don't understand. Is it because I've configured the slot weirdly? Oh, maybe I didn't populate slots and interactables together. So let's have a look at the slot. I'm actually going to drag this out into the thing here, and I'm going to redo this. Here we go. So, what? Oh my god. Don't do that. So basically, I should be able to put stuff in the slot. I'm not sure why. It's really bizarre. So we tried to make all the parts of the game really generic so that it's really easy to add stuff, really simple. And it'll help for modding a lot because basically you'll just sort of leverage on everything else. Now I know it works. Okay, so we've put that in there and it should have automatically transferred it to there, which is cool. We're getting an error down here. Oh, you guys didn't see it. Lol. But that's okay, because it bugged anyway. What? On server move to slot. So we don't actually want to do any of that yet. So we want to figure out the best way that we want to have something. So when it goes in, it should decide what it's going to do. So now we're going to play the animation. When you put something in it, it will automatically close itself, which is kind of what I want to have happen. And then it'll close, and then it will see whether it can go into there and process it. That'll probably be, I think, how I'm best to do it. And I'm probably actually best to spawn it up as a coroutine instead of using on-server tick, because I don't think it needs to check all the time because it can be very event-driven. So this is going to be the output, and this is going to be the input. So that should close it like that. And we need to link all this stuff up. So the problem is, once it closes like that, what do we do with it? And so this is where we need to have it sort of think about it. And basically this thing will be like spit everything out. So now what I want it to do is, so basically when it's done import, I think we want to have some sort of overarching coroutine that that will run the procedure as we do it. So I'm going to call this like processing coroutine. And then this is only going to run on the server. Very important. I should genericize this too. So I'm going to do void handle processing, or maybe start processing. Start processing. If equals null, then we're going to want to start a coroutine. Process machine. And yield return, or yield break for the moment. We're not going to do anything. But actually what we want to do is we want to, once it's finished, we want to set this to null. Whoops. So basically we're going to start coroutine process machine. So what we can use this to do is basically when it starts doing this, now it's going to check, and this should really be named check processing, I think. So check and run processing. So each time we put something in a slot, it is going to run this, and it's going to run this on the server. These are events that we've created. We've tried to make it really event driven, and all the stuff will be exposed to modders and stuff like that. So this should now run it. Now we're going to get it to do stuff here. So this will cause the machine to process. So we've put something in here. So I think what we want to do is say while if allow, actually, so we want to wait till it's finished doing what it's doing. So we're going to say while not allow interaction. Actually, we're going to get it to wait for a frame. Just because we want everything that's happening to, actually, let's get it to wait for, no, wait 4 seconds. We're going to get it to wait for a second because we want it to seem like it's processing, right? So it's going to shut up and then do its thing, and then we want to do yield return. Oh, actually, we don't want to do that because it might be locked. So we're going to get it wait for a second, and now we need to get it to check import move to export. So the first thing we want to do, we've put something in, we want to check and see whether we can put something in the export slot, and then when something else comes along, it will try and make a stack on it. So now we're going to do if import slot dot occupant equals null. Then we want to yield break. Well, we don't actually want to do that. We want to equals null. We want to null ourselves, and we want to break out. Break will mean so. So this is going to be actually say if import slot is empty. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Okay, we're going to ignore that. We're going to do if import slot dot. Oh, in fact, I think we can do import thing. Yeah, we can, because we're already caching that out, so that'll be handy. So if import thing, so if we've got something to import, we want to check if the export thing and not export thing, then we are going to move the import thing to the export slot. On server, no, we are going to move it to, we're going to move the import thing to the export slot. Super easy. So see, this is a little command. I went through and refactored this because we were doing it all wrong. So it's going to process on the server and send it to all the clients. That's how easy it is for us to do it. Really, really easy. So this is if the import thing can move to export slot, do it. And then what we want to do, so we're going to do that. Then we want to check if we should export. So then we do if, probably want to wait a second, and then we want to check if export thing, I want to cast it. Stackable, and if stackable equals null, or well, first of all we want to do if export thing not equal null and stackable equals null, or stackable no, actually, let's just do that. I'm going to leave those brackets there because we're going to do something else with them later. But basically, move export the thing, Now, small challenge, because basically we want to decide where we want to export it. And I kind of like doing it like, I kind of don't like doing it really crappily. It would be nice for us to have positions so we could have different shaped objects, but it's kind of a bit annoying. But I'm going to drag it in and show you what I mean. I need to sort of define where they drop. And actually, I remember one thing I really wanted to do. So we have a whole bunch of helper classes with the tools. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to get it when we assign the slots. I'm going to do import slot dot name equals import and export. Oh, I just realized as well I can move the object out. So yeah, this is kind of bad what I did. I want to create should really do this in the model and then import, but I might just get it working first. Oh yeah, good call. Wish you could do some sort of get focus thing. So what I'm doing here is we do everything based on like that it can see stuff. So I'm going to do this, and I'm actually going to move this to here. Bin import, bin export, edport, close enough. Or even do it again, Dean. And why I'm doing this will become apparent. Now, I actually make all the changes in the model itself, so this is kind of a little dodgy. Now, I will have to change the animator now because it's going to be really confused, because it's like, where is this thing? I don't know where it is. So this is going to be bin import. He's not going to exist. And for export, this is going to be bin export. And that's not going to exist. So basically, when it plays the import open, this is what it does. Now, what we're going to do doesn't really matter for the import, but at the start of the animation, this is close like that, import, we're actually going to plop it out. Or are we? Let me think about this. Open. Actually, that's probably alright for that one. So maybe I could leave this as slot 1. I need to think about this. No, I want to do it that way. And when you push the handle, it'll throw it out. So now I need to do animation for the other side for export. So I should probably do that. I'm in the wrong place. Typical. Structure, stacker, export, open. So super easy. I want, this is going to be open, so you're going to be closed like that. You're going to go between those two, and that's all very good. And then I want to make a structure stacker, export, close. And I basically want to just do the opposite. Wait, which one was open? It's on close. This one's open, so I got this around the wrong way. Lol. So that's open and that's closed. Now I need to link them up to the I need to make a layer. And because we sort of genericized this whole system, I don't have to worry about any of the network synchronization. We just basically just do it. I'm just going to copy this. You know, the naming conventions are actually quite important for how, not necessarily in Unity in general, but how we make all the scripts and the tooling and stuff like that work. And this needs to be configured. So the game actually looks for the variables that we put in here and does, you know, important things with it. So now we need to actually configure this and set it to export open and export close. Let's just check we got that the right way around. Yep, and we need to remove these old ones here. So this should be all in here. Export close, export open. I'm going to stop that and I'm going to have a look and see what's happening in here. First of all, I'm going to populate slots and populate it. So you see how I did the name as export? Well, that was stupid. I'm also going to do import slot real world scale equals true. I'm going to do the same for export slot. So basically we do all these little helper buttons. So when I push this, it does a whole bunch of special stuff. We have to wait for it to so I push this. Now I've got my import and export slots. Real world scale, blah, 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 and that's all good. Let's just mash this a little bit. So now I put all these, so we don't want that as looping. We don't want that as looping, and we do want to add events to it. Click apply. So now we should have animations for both lots of them. So now when we plop something into import, it's going to go ksh. When we plop something into export, it's going to go ksh. And when they leave, they're going to go ksh. So, and what's going to happen is when you plop it in, it's going to try and process. So here it's going to say if there's something to import and there's nothing in the export slot, we're going to move something to it. Then it's going to wait, and then it's going to check and see if there's something in the export slot. In fact, it should really be in here. Should it? No. Because we might have run it in another circumstance. Then we're going to check if it's stackable, and if it's not stackable, then we're just going to drop it. That's not actually true. I guess it is. Yeah. Yeah, no, that should work. We should just be able to play. Try to exit inventory. But I think the way it should exit it is by doing the thing. The only way it should export is that way. So we don't actually want to do that. Oh, I guess we do. We can just do it. Maybe. No. Just going to do that. So if we want to get rid of it, we're going to do this. Alright, we want to do interact. Actually, before we do that, I'm just going to make sure. So now I should put something in, and then it should move into the other side. That's what it should do. I'm just going to verify that actually works. Honestly, I'd probably be better to do a timer object. So if I put this in here, closed and went through. But that was kind of weird. When I put it in, it went down. That looked weird to me. That looked very weird. Something is strange. I can't put my finger on it. Import open and close. It's not it. I've done something wrong here. I actually think this is a bad example for me to do.
While it may be unrelated, Crazy Lemon was asking, when you set the import slot's name twice, did that cause a potential problem?
Nah, so that's just a visual thing, but see, I changed it back with the thing there. So it should move
Cool.
to slot, and it should play the import. I don't know what I've done. I really think I need to almost rethink how this actual device is going to work, to be honest. It's just, I want it to be kind of cool. I want it, to go in, do the thing, and then go out the other side, or wait, so you can kind of tell from the machine what it's doing. That's what I really wanted. Well, for starters, we don't want this. Where are we? So when it goes in, it plays that. When it goes in, it plays that. Regardless of what it's doing, it checks if it's runs. If there's an import thing and an export thing, it moves it to the slot. And otherwise it will just do nothing. You can probably remove all that. When it exits, it should play the animation going back. I guess I could probably look at what I did with the import animations. So when input is set to 1, it should be close, which is import close. Wait, is that going upside down? It looks suspiciously like it's going upside down. Yeah, that's why it looked weird. Because it was weird. What in the hell is going on? It's the wrong one anyway. What in tarnations? That's why it was weird. Import should be import. So this is input. What? Let's import open. Good. Let's import close. Good, thank you. This is export open. Good. This is export close. Good. Okay, so I think I just screwed that up before. So basically they were overriding each other and causing all sorts of shenanigans. Okay, so that worked. That did what I wanted. And now when I put something in here, it will close, but it won't open because it's wanting to go in there. And this is where basically if it errors out, you'll have to click that and it would error, like it'll display a little error there and it'll be like, I can't merge these objects. And that's where if you wanted to deal with it, either you'd have to go manually clear the machine or you'd have to set up a thing and stuff like that. We also now want to trap it and stop it happening if the thing's not powered. Yeah, it starts to get a little bit more complicated. So we see that's if it's not the server, otherwise if it's not on off, no, not and, or it's not powered, then go away. And same with that. So now it's not going to do anything. Yeah. So we're going to let it process even if it loses power probably for the moment. So it won't start those things. Now I actually need to make it. We should really have an on has power event, but we just have a generic one that's on interactable updated, and I can probably just go if on off and powered. Oh, actually, we can just do this. And this will check that. There's null and on off. On off is like the weirdest name. It means, if it's true, it means on. It's powered, it will run the coroutine. So it should do its stuff properly. We also need to run this. I think when you put something in, it should actually close. So I'm gonna allow that to happen whether it's got power or not. And same with that. So now it will do that, and this is where if the import thing can move to the export slot, then do it. And then if the export thing can't be stacked, then throw it out. If exporting thing, and you can probably wait a second as well here. If exporting thing, and this is where we need to do the stackable. And stackable equals null. Then we want to throw it out, and we're going to do something a little bit cool here. We're going to do export equals 0. Yes. Yeah, so let's just see how that looks. So yeah, Johnny Oxide asked about upcoming things. So we're looking at the 3D printer soon and something else as well, which which will be this week coming up, and also a tutorial to try and sort of explain how stuff's going to happen. I'm going to put this in here, and it's rejecting it because it's not a stackable, which is good. That's what we wanted. Now, if we put a stackable in here, this is a stackable. Madness ensues. I don't know what's going on. What if we put this in here? It stops. Okay, so why when I put the stackable in, move the slot, wait for a second. I'm just going to try that again and see what happens. The 3D printer is definitely going to be like your crafting bench, essentially. You'll put the resources in, and this is why I'm trying to do the stacker in that, so you can like organize your resources, and this will help you do like creating alloys and stuff. So I'm going to put this in here, and it did that, and it did that, which is expected behavior. Why didn't it do it before? Whereas I had something go through and then I took it out. Maybe I don't have a... Oh yeah, so I need to do... I removed a thing here and I wasn't clearing basically a caching variable that I had. So if exporting thing, then I need to do this. That was why it wasn't working. So that's going to spit it out if it's not stackable. Now we need to check if the export thing is a full stack. Is full. Oh yeah, is. Then check if we should export a stack. So actually, we can go if stackable not equal to null, else this. Now we want to check if we should export a stack. So now we want to go if stackable dot quantity is greater than or equal to whatever our setting is, then we want to throw it out. Now, curiously enough, we also have to deal with that, which is going to be a little bit more complicated, and this is something we are going to open up to modders. So I'm going to do a switch case based on that interactable action. And this is those buttons. So there were 2 buttons on it. Oh god, I shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. He's just a boy. Where's button? There we go. Buttons aren't toys. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find one on the atmospheric systems. Oh, gosh. You guys have been staring at the wrong window. So, I'm going to find another example of this button here. No, I don't want to use that. I want to use one of my... I did this on a few devices. I'm already doing one for device, but I don't want that. Really? I'm sure, so in the mixer I did something here. Okay, I'm just going to copy this. So now we want to do setting, output setting. What is min setting? Really confused. You're an int. I might need to cast this just for simplicity's sake. Which one's this? This is decrease. I'm just going to go 1. Should be the minimum that it should be. Now I need to drag in the wheel settings, which I think were in something else. If I go here, here's the wheel. I'm going to copy through this stuff. And I basically want to get the wheel stuff to do the stuff that I want. And I put it in here previously, so I'm just going to basically copy that stuff. This is where if I did an interface, it would make a lot more sense. But this is actually going to be quite a different implementation. So it's probably okay. I'm actually going to have to do it a fair bit different. So that should populate all that. Then what I need to do is I've got output setting up here. I need to basically do what it's doing here, which is I need to create a sync var for it. But I thought it's really weird. I guess I only check the wheel then. That's weird. Maybe that's why that's been strange. I think I should actually check that when that gets changed. I'm going to try that on this. I really try not to use these sync vars too much. Whoops. So that's good. Maybe I don't even need to do that then. So that's going to check the wheel and it's going to set the wheel. So now you should actually be able to change it. And I'm just going to say here, I'm going to say stack size. And then it's going to give me the stack size. We don't need all this crazy stuff, we just need that. And we don't need that, do we? Maybe we do. I think that should be there. Whoops. So this is going to be what? Setting. It's going to be that. Go with that. Yeah. That just might work. That doesn't need to be sync var, that's why I did that. Yeah, that was a stupid idea. That's why I didn't do that, because all the clients are going to do these, so I don't need to make it a synchronized variable, which is a unet thing. So now I'm going to remember to do this. I'm really hungry.
Yeah. You want some bread?
No. So now I should be able to change the stack size. Unfortunately, I've done something wrong, because basically the stack size is stuck at 1. So let's have a look here what I'm doing. The minimum, okay, so that was wrong. The maximum, I think probably we'll put at 500 for the moment. So the setting will be between that, and that will be the max between those. And setting should equal 1. I'm just going to clear that. Actually, I'll do that on awake. Whoops.
Could you switch us back to the text, please, good
Yeah,
sir?
I was only a quick one. I'll do that in a sec. Now I'm actually going to go text. It was a really simple little bug that I had to fix. I should try to do some sort of split screen thing next time, so I don't have to keep remembering to do that. It would be cool if OBS had like an active window setting.
For no other reason than it looks pretty, I want one of the Elgato screen switches where all the keys are on little LCD screens, and so you can set them up for each of your scenes. Lovely.
So now I can alter the stack size. So you can see here. So basically we'll be able to say what the stack size that we want for stuff is. So I can't even remember whether we hooked this up, but that's good. So that's now doing what we want. Now I'm going to switch back. We have a process of like basically automatic serialization that's pretty nice. So I'm now going to make a serialized reference for the stacker. And I'm going to check if device, yeah, see this is kind of messy. I should have made a device parent class, but basically we're going to call it like a stacker save data. So this will build on top of the XML. Whoops. This will build on the XML. So we're going to save the setting. So far, setting is the only thing extra in addition to all the other stuff that we do that does that. And then there's a couple of helper methods that we pull through to help us serialize. And I'm going to try and clean this up a little bit by adding regions in here. Region serialization. Just for when someone else comes through, because this is kind of very standard. Setting equals output setting, output setting, output setting. We grab this and we replace that with that, and this basically allows us to change sort of how that whole stuff functions. Now there is a giant issue that we're heading towards here, which actually I'm going to deal with right now, and that stacks are in integers but consumables are in floats, and we want to deal with both of them all together. So actually it looked like it worked, I guess because I'm casting it, so that should be good then. That should work now. So that should save it, and it's not going to null when we have an issue, so that's good. Now we wanted to, where are we handling? I'm going to close this because we don't want to have that causing shenanigans. That's all fine, so we're going to do this. Interaction handling. Because we'll probably have more interaction stuff, so put that in there. It's gonna, that's what we're initializing, check that, and where's our process here? Here we go. So if it's equal or greater than setting, then we need to split off a stack. So now we actually have to make a new stack. I really should have a third like hidden stack, although I guess I could open it and yeah. Ugh. I'm probably going to have a third stack, so basically it goes in the inside and that closes, and that will open and plop one out and close again. That will probably be what I'd want to do. Anyway, I'm probably going to end the stream here and go get some food. So thank you everyone for joining. And well, they don't need to see me. They can just see Visual Studio. Fine, I'll close Visual Studio. So thank you everyone for joining, and we'll see you at the same time next week, hopefully for 3D printers, which will be a big deal.
See you, everyone.
Okay, bye.